Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
We'll begin here tonight with a change in the weather. That beautiful sunshine early this afternoon is now long gone, replaced by a cloudy sky and the threat of snow tonight. Thanks for joining us here tonight on this special edition of 4 News Now. I'm Jordan Smith. Meteorologist Matt Gray is keeping an eye on that snow for us. So Matt, we'll kick it off to you right off the bat here. When should we expect that to start settling in?
I expect here the next couple of hours we're going to start to see that snow kind of build across the metro. It's already been snowing for a good portion of the afternoon in central Washington, and this has been a powerful little storm. It's moving across the Evergreen State and is about to make its presence felt in North Idaho sooner rather than later. You can see the main band of snow that we're talking about stretching from Canada south into eastern Oregon and rapidly approaching the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene metro this evening. Now, because the Spokane radar is out of service right now, this is not necessarily the most accurate picture of what is actually happening on the ground. Instead, I'm going to flip over to the satellite picture, and what I'm going to show you here is this band of clouds. This is where all the snow is going on. So we've got reports of snow in Omak. We've got snow in Moses Lake at this hour and in Warden. Hasn't quite reached Ritzville yet, if it's not just starting already. So there still is a little bit of time before the snow begins in the metro. So let's fast forward here. This is as we head towards 5 o'clock. A couple little flurries could start up by this time, but I think it's going to be more closer to around 6 o'clock that we start to see things begin to trend in the snowy direction around Spokane and around Coeur d'Alene. This is going to be quick moving. And so by the time we get towards 8 o'clock, things will already be clearing up in the Lilac City. We'll hang on for about another hour in Kootenai County before the bulk of the snow is over. And we'll see some spotty snow showers for the rest of the night and even into the early hours of the morning. So really, it's for your early and middle evening plans, snow and rapidly slickening up roads as that snow moves across. We'll talk about snow amounts and what you can expect for your Sunday coming up.
All right, Matt, thanks for that. Meantime, tonight, programs across Washington helping domestic abuse survivors have been severely underfunded in the last few years. The Washington State Coalition Against Domestic Violence reports a 23% budget cut in state funding could go into effect in July. Domestic violence centers across the state, including right here in eastern Washington, are hoping local lawmakers will step up to help. Bronte Sorotsky sat down with the YWCA of Spokane and breaks down how these budget cuts could impact them and the services they provide.
Domestic violence organizations like the YWCA get a majority of their funding from federal, state, and local sources. And now, domestic violence services across the state are facing a massive cut in both federal and state funds, leaving the organization concerned.
There are services that cannot go away.
The YWCA in Spokane is one of many affected by these budget cuts. They provide domestic violence support services, safe shelter for people fleeing violence from their partners, community outreach, and so much more. They worry not just for themselves, but other domestic violence services in the area as well.
It's not only our impact here at the YWCA, but this change at the state level is going to impact Lutheran Community Services, Northwest Justice Project, and a number of other organizations in our community. The impact will be significant.
The YWCA receives 80% of all funding from federal, state, and local sources. They say the impact of these cuts for them could lead to a loss of almost $300,000.
It will have a significant negative impact on our programming if we were unable to, in the next couple of years, find ways to replace that funding, or hopefully the state will be successful in funding those dollars.
Those dollars will help someone fleeing domestic violence seek immediate help.
When someone who is fleeing domestic violence comes to the YWCA Spokane, they need services in the moment, and they need someone who can help them find shelter.
Now, the YWCA and many other domestic violence services are calling on lawmakers for their help. Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
The Washington State Police is looking for any information about the vehicle that hit and killed the driver of a motorcycle last night over in Spokane Valley. Washington State patrols say the motorcyclist was on Sprague Avenue en ramp to I-90 westbound before losing control and hitting the Jersey barrier. Troopers say the motorcyclist was then thrown from the bike and hit by another vehicle that did not stop. Anyone with information about this crash is asked to call the Washington State Police. Joshua Phillips has pleaded guilty to the murder of his ex-girlfriend Cassie Dewey and the attempted murder of her 5-year-old daughter back on April 11th of 2021. Phillips is scheduled to be sentenced on February 3rd. Last weekend, a North Pines Middle School student made online threats using the name of another student. Those threats were ultimately found to be unfounded by law enforcement. North Pines Middle School was open on Tuesday with extra security out of an abundance of caution. These are the screenshots of a conversation between two students that was spread rapidly through North Pines Middle School. The conversation starts with a student asking the other student if they wanted to see the AK gun they were going to bring to school on Tuesday, followed by a picture. The student who sent that threat also made a list of the students he wanted to shoot. Some parents still have questions about how the situation was handled and what happens from here.
For me as a mom, I'm terrified. I'm terrified for what all these kids are going through in school right now. I truly am.
The Central Valley School District says the criminal investigation being conducted by the Sheriff's Office is still ongoing. North Pines Middle School is also working on their own disciplinary model for the student who was found to have been made those threats. The school says they wouldn't have been open if they felt a credible threat existed. For more information, you can find this full story right now on our website, KXLY.com. A warning from an unlikely source saved a pregnant woman's life and the life of her unborn baby. Jessie Kelly was rushed to the hospital after her Apple Watch warned her that something was wrong.
And laying in bed, not feeling well. I didn't know if it was my morning sickness coming back, my 3rd trimester, or if it was because I was getting my son's stomach flu. And so I wasn't doing any sort of activity, so I thought it was really odd that it was telling me my heart rate was going over 120 beats per minute.
She still had a few weeks until her due date, and she says her Apple Watch kept chirping at her that her heart rate was high and that this warning appeared on her screen. She arrived at the hospital in full-blown labor. Her blood pressure was dropping and she was losing blood due to a pregnancy complication known as placenta abruption. But 3 hours later, a healthy baby was born. Her message to smartwatch owners.
Listen to it. It's not just a, text message, help you find your phone alert. It's to pay attention to it and to listen, to your body.
Switching gears here tonight, a Washington lawmaker is proposing new legislation to address troubling new statistics about the male population here in Washington state. This bill is driven by new data that's coming to light, and one of those data points being that men account for 80% of suicides here in Washington state. And here's a look at some of those other trends the bill examines. In Washington, men account for 63% of the homeless population, 67% of overdose deaths, 88% of inmate incarceration populations in county, city, or tribal jails, and 94% of those who are incarcerated in Department of Corrections facilities. And the question is, why are these statistics so disproportionately dominated by men? Author and therapist Michael Gurian says it's a complicated issue, but these are problems that are often deeply rooted in what he calls, quote, the abandonment of male development. Essentially, the manner in which boys are raised and educated and the trauma that many of them deal with. Part of the trauma stems from attachment disorders like growing up without a parent. James Bureau, who was formerly homeless, can attest to the ripple effects that kind of childhood can cause.
At first I was living in my car, which was hard to do. And then I ended up losing my car, having it parking in the wrong place, and started camping. Then it got really cold. I grew up without a dad. Just not a very good childhood.
And Bureau tells us many of the homeless population here in Spokane share a similar backstory, feeling isolated and abandoned early on in life. Still ahead here tonight, a traffic stop turned deadly in Memphis. Now the 5 officers responsible fired. The reaction as the family awaits that horrific body camera footage. Plus, the Airbnb made for fans of 2 popular sitcoms. We take you inside the replicated bedrooms.
And snow overnight tonight means we're going to see some slippery conditions in the morning. The rest of the weekend, though, looking a little bit better than what we're going to see over the next few hours. We'll take you through it coming up in your First Alert forecast.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
It's the final days of the epic sell-off at Furniture Row. Find epic savings on living, dining, bedroom, and mattresses. Plus 3 years, no interest. Epic styles, epic selection. All with epic savings. Only at Furniture Row. Hurry, sale ends Thursday.
Would you look at that?
It's beautiful. Wow. That's our boy.
So bright.
There's no better morning than a buy one, get one for $1 morning at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
It's a new year and time for a new you. Come see the coolest cars, trucks, and SUVs at Max Auto Sports during the New Year New You sales event with rates starting at 1.9%, cars from $199, trucks and SUVs from $299. Plus Max lifetime powertrain warranty at no cost. Get what you really want with our best sale ever. Get $5,000 over KBB for your trade. Out with the old and in with the new you. Hurry, it all ends Tuesday, only at Max Auto Sports.
January is Plinko Money Drop Month, and we're giving more people a chance to win more money. You can qualify all month long to win. We're making it rain cold, hard cash, baby. We'll also have lunch and dinner specials, spa specials, and room rate specials. Midweek rooms at the Kootenai Falls Lodge are $79. Weekends are $99. The only way to win at Plinko Money Drop is to play Plinko Money Drop. So call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
McCafe Iced Coffee is the perfect reward for those mornings that deserve a reward. Get a medium iced coffee, any flavor, for just $2. Take a treat retreat, available all day at McDonald's.
It's the epic sell-off at Denver Mattress, and that means everything is on sale. Like the Doctor's Choice Firm for only $664.99. Or check out the Summit Firm for only $332.49. Plus 3 years no interest and free shipping. The epic sell-off, on now at Denver Mattress.
Around the nation here tonight, the Memphis Police Department fired 5 officers after a traffic stop turned deadly. It comes just days before the family of the driver, Tyre Nichols, is expected to view body camera footage of the incident. ABC's Elwin Lopez reports.
No peace! A community in mourning after Tyre Nichols died following a confrontation with Memphis police.
Everywhere there is justice, there's always the possibility of injustice.
That's right.
It's such an oxymoron because justice is supposed to mean righteousness. But even in the best of us, there's some worst of us.
29-year-old Nichols suffered critical injuries and died January 10th, 3 days after he was stopped for alleged reckless driving. Police say he ran off after a confrontation with officers. Then a second confrontation took place when they detained him. Nichols' family and attorneys say he was unrecognizable.
They took photographs of him in the hospital that showed him with huge contusions and abrasions on his face and head that they believe was part of the reason why Tyre is dead today. That brutal encounter with the police.
An internal police investigation states the officers violated department policies, including excessive use of force, duty to intervene, and duty to render aid. In a statement, the Memphis Police Department says it is, quote, committed to protecting and defending the rights of every citizen in our city. The egregious nature of this incident is not a reflection of the good work that our officers perform with integrity every day. On Monday morning, Nichols' family is expected to be shown body camera and surveillance videos of the incident. Nichols' cause of death has not been released. The FBI and the Justice Department have opened a civil rights investigation. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation also conducting its own probe. Elwin Lopez, ABC News, Atlanta.
We'll switch over now to a little bit lighter news. If you've ever wished you could step through the screen into your favorite TV show, a couple of Airbnb hosts have made it possible. Sort of. Dubbed the Sitcom Suites, their B&Bs come equipped with all your favorite things about Friends and Seinfeld, except the characters, that is.
You know, it might be fun to actually go see a set, and what would be even even cooler would be to actually sit in a set, to be able to live in the set. Really wanted it to feel like you were literally on a set. If you look at most of these sets, the walls don't go all the way up.
It's kind of a cool concept. The Friends and Seinfeld-themed Airbnbs are both replicas of the TV classics with memorabilia. Finding everything to match took more than 3 months of work and trips to 7 different states to curate the home. Matt, not a bad way to spend your time on vacation.
No.
Kind of a nostalgic setting, you know, that might be kind of cool.
Yeah, cool little spot there for sure. So that, pretty neat. It's not maybe so neat for the rest of us is that it's snowing pretty good in some parts of the inland Northwest. We have seen quite a bit of snow here in Moses Lake. You can see there's the view of the Moses Lake Airport on the far side of your screen, and through the mist here, this is Snoqualmie Pass. It is definitely not the kind of night to be taking any sorts of long trips, especially over the mountains. Things are not looking good there. Meanwhile, we wait for the snow in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Temperatures just a degree above freezing, so we are perfectly in the snow zone, and the sun and the clear skies are long gone. I expect the snow to really start picking up here as we head towards 6 o'clock around Spokane. Might be a little bit later than that around Coeur d'Alene. Same goes for Pullman, Moscow. We're going to see a little bit of a wintry mix in Lewiston because things are a little bit warmer there, and some spotty snow showers as you head to the north towards the Canada border. This is going to be in and out fairly quickly, and so as we head towards 8, 9 o'clock, we're going to start to see the bulk of the snow move on from the metro. That said, there will be some spotty snow showers through the night. We even have a chance for a little bit of snow on the Palouse early in the morning, where some of that moisture is going to be hanging out a little bit longer. So bottom line here, we're not expecting a ton of snow accumulations. Some parts of North Idaho have a chance to get above an inch worth of snow in the 1 to 2 inch range. Coeur d'Alene, St. Mary's, in the Silver Valley. Most of eastern Washington, though, we're just going to get a little dusting up to about an inch, maybe an inch and a half at most. That includes our latest projections here for Deer Park, getting into the 1.4 range, about an inch or so. Hayden, Post Falls. Anyway, look, even though this is not an incredible amount of snow, it's definitely going to slicken up the roads quite a bit, especially with some of the cooler temperatures we have seen lately. And we're going to have to get back into winter driving mode as we get into the morning. Our lows tonight down in the 20s. And so we're going to see some, I think, fairly slick conditions, especially on those side roads as we're getting up. Other than that, tomorrow's actually looking pretty decent. Definitely going to be a cloudier start to the day. Middle of the day likely to be mostly cloudy as well. We will have a chance, though, to see the sun pop out again, at least for a little bit in the afternoon. Temperatures getting up into the middle 30s around eastern Washington. We're going to stay close to freezing and likely stay mostly cloudy around most of North Idaho and parts of the Palouse as well. High pressure is going to be building with that storm quickly moving out of the way, and so we're going to end up with some fairly benign weather here for the next several days. Happy Lunar New Year tomorrow for those who celebrate. Cloudy and foggy weather as we head through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Our snow chances start to ramp up a little bit, and we start to cool down just a hair too as we head into Friday and next weekend.
All right, Matt, hey, thanks for that. And still ahead here tonight, the Gonzaga Bulldogs women team were back in action early this afternoon as they were looking to stay perfect in WCC play. Coming up in sports, Alex Crescenti has the highlights from this afternoon's matchup and what Bulldog made her case for Player of the Year.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
The 35th Annual Inland Northwest RV Show is on now through Sunday at the Spokane Fairgrounds. 6 gigantic dealers, hundreds of RVs, incredible show prices, low financing, and high trade-ins. Now through Sunday, Spokane Fairgrounds with free parking.
Not so fast, Omicron. New updated COVID boosters are now available to ages 6 months and older. So maximize your protection against Omicron and help reduce the spread. Book your updated booster with your pharmacy or healthcare provider.
Feel more connected.
every fleeting moment. The Mazda CX-30 with available turbo engine. An IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. More power for your pursuit.
Embrace every unexpected turn in the all-wheel drive Mazda CX-30. We have over 60 Mazdas in stock now at Foothills Mazda. Take yours home today or visit SpokaneMazda.com.
You want to know why I call South Carolina home? Come on, take a road trip with me. When you look around, you can really get a sense of why I love my home state. From the beaches all the way up to the beautiful mountains, South Carolina's got awesome scenery, cool cities, rich culture, and super friendly people. Of course, the best thing you could do is come down to South Carolina and find your own favorite places. Come see why I love this place.
Coeur d'Alene Casino is giving you 3 ways to win one of 42 cruises this January. Play to earn entries starting January 1st. Then, come in for the $75,000 Cruisin' in 23 giveaway to be one of 30 winners of a cruise for 2 and $500 cash on January 28th. Next, we'll announce 10 winners of the Cruise to Alaska Point Battle on January 29th. Plus, join the Extra Bingo game for a chance to win a $2,000 certificate towards a dream cruise, only at Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Not so fast, Omicron. New updated COVID boosters are now available to ages 6 months and older. So maximize your protection against Omicron and help reduce the spread. Book your updated booster with your pharmacy or healthcare provider.
The 35th annual In the Northwest RV Show is on now through Sunday at the Spokane Fairgrounds. 6 gigantic dealers, hundreds of RVs, incredible show prices, low financing, and high trade-ins. Now through Sunday, Spokane Fairgrounds with free parking.
4 News Now is brought to you by Arata's Max Autosports of Spokane.
Coming into Saturday, the Gonzaga women's basketball team held an 11-game winning streak and a perfect record in WCC play as they continue to solidify their place in the upcoming NCAA tournament. But would a trip down to St. Mary's present any problems? Well, at the end of the third quarter, Gales down by 15, but Tracy Wendon gets the pass in the lane and finishes with the layup, but still a long way back if you are the Gales. In the fourth, Gonzaga still up by 14, and Kaylin Trong finds Yvonne Ejim in the post. She goes right around the defender for the score, and what a season she's having so far. Later in the quarter, out of a timeout, Bulldogs still in control, and Trong with a nice little drive and gets the floater to go down. She would finish with 14 points on the afternoon. And then a couple of possessions later, it's Eliza Hollingsworth. She's going to be left all alone at the top of the key. You can't be doing that. She drains the three-pointer to put a bow on yet another dominant performance for the Bulldogs as Gonzaga improves to 19-2 and overall 9-0 in conference play. Ejim with another dominant performance like we talked about. She leads all scorers with 24 points and is certainly making her case to be the WCC Player of the Year. Next up for them, they're going to return home next week as they welcome in Loyola Marymount on Thursday evening. As of right now, there are just 9 games left in the regular season for this team. And the Gonzaga men are also a couple of days removed from their shocking loss at the hands of Loyola Marymount. The Lions ended the Bulldogs' 75-game win streak inside McCarthy Athletic Center. In the weeks leading up to the game, the Zags were certainly playing with fire and had 3 WCC games come down to the wire. But on Thursday, it finally caught up to them. Now their chances of the #1 seed in the tournament are all but over, but it doesn't mean they can't make a deep run in March. However, in order to do so, they're going to have to navigate the next 6 weeks through a tricky schedule, and that starts tonight against Pacific.
I think it'll be really physical with some good athletes and, some guards that can spread you out, make some plays, and they got a great shooter, and it'll be much very similar to this, I would predict. Yeah.
Well, these teams are good. It's not like, we want to come in and just beat a close game with all these guys every single game. These guys they got a real good system. They've been playing real hard versus all of us. It's just, we're going to have to grit out a lot of these games. It's not going to be peaches and cream, I feel like, this season. So.
Bulldogs can restart all of their streaks that they lost on Thursday night by picking up a win tonight as they're going to travel down to California to take on Pacific coming up in about a couple hours' time. And the Washington State Cougar women are also coming off a difficult loss last night. They fall to USC inside Beasley Coliseum. The Cougars were able to keep the game close for the entire 40 minutes, but USC just used their size and really benefited from the Cougars missing their best player, Charlize Ledger-Walker, for the third time this season as she's back home in New Zealand with a personal matter, as head coach Kami Etheridge talked about the impact after the game.
Clearly put a lot more pressure on everybody else on the court, and I think you saw it, and just from how we turned the ball over and just our comfort level of handling their pressure. So the beauty of it is we'll have her back soon, but it doesn't help us today or Sunday.
Now, the Cougars have another big one tomorrow as they're going to welcome in number 9 UCLA. And the Eastern Washington Eagles earned their 10th win in a row earlier this afternoon as they beat Northern Arizona by 3 down in Flagstaff. In the latest bracketology, the Eagles are projected into that 15th seed in the NCAA tournament, so it should be a thrilling finish to the season. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
It's the final days of the epic sell-off at Furniture Row, and when we say it's epic, we mean epic. Shop today and find everything on sale. That means epic savings on sofas, sectionals, and accent chairs, epic markdowns on dining groups, tables, and bar stools, epic deals on bed sets, dressers, mattresses, and adjustable bases. Plus, get 3 years no-interest financing. Epic styles, epic selection, all with epic savings. Find them today at Furniture Row, but hurry, sale ends soon.
Dear winter, we're coming. Our squad of vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of our game. Bundle up. Toyota.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Is one casino really any better than the next? Well, at Northern Quest, we've got the largest gaming floor in the region, not to mention the most slot titles, the most payouts, the largest selection of table games, the lowest minimum bets, the highest maximum bets, and a state-of-the-art sports book. So you tell us. Northern Quest, yes, the best. Don't miss our $50,000 Cool Cash Hot Seats giveaway, January 12th and 26th.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think I'll sell my veggies at the market.
Do you even remember to water the house plants? I do this?
You can do this.
Hey, we need to build a home office. We're adding another bathroom.
I think I'll study programming.
Bro, you even connect your phone to Bluetooth.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
The boats are back. It's time to have fun. It's a live, in-person show, 4 big days from Thursday through Sunday, January 26th to the 29th at the Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Summer fun on the water is just around the corner, so bring the whole family. That's right, it's back, live and in person. From big to small, you'll see it all at the 2023 Spokane Boat Show. The boats are back. Learn more at SpokaneBoatShow.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by Ficos.
One last check of the radar tonight. It is snowing in Ritzville, so that puts things on track to have snow in the 6 o'clock hour around Spokane.
Definitely drive safe out there if it's in your area. That's going to do it from us tonight. Have a great evening.
Download the 4 News Now app today. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.